إنا أعطيناك الكوثر فصل لربك وانحر إن شانئك هو الأبتر صدق الله العلي العظيم. اللهم صل على أبيها فاطمة الزهراء ماما وباباك فاطمة الزهراء ماما وباباك فاطمة الزهراء ماما وحسننا حسين ماما وحسننا حسين لأم أبيها فاطمة الزهراء لأم أبيها فاطمة الزهراء. أحسنت. تفضل.
So my speech is going to be on Bibi Fatima Zahra.
Okay.
Salam. I believe we all know the details. She was born in Makkah, Jamad al-Thani. She was the daughter of the Prophet and Bibi Khadija. She is the mother of Imam Hassan and Hussein and the wife of Imam Ali. So mainly here my speech is going to be about the characteristics of Bibi Fatima Zahra as a perfect example for women and other people in our daily lives. So we can look at her first major virtue, I can say, Hazrat Fatima Zahra as an infallible, as in the highest degree of humanity, as we all know, is infallibility, like the absence of sin, you know. So like Allah Almighty had purified her from every sin, every defect, and blessed her with virtues to make her an example for all the women and the people around her. So being infallible and sinless makes someone like her a role model towards us, other people. There is another quality which was charity to the poor. She was a very charitable woman. So Hazrat Fatima Zahra was very kind to the poor and needy people. She was charitable, as even on her wedding day, like she wore a new dress and she found that there was a young lady who did not have anything to wear. So she took her own dress that she had for her wedding and gave it to someone else. So you can see the degree of charity of this lady. Okay, so there is a third virtue that I can say. She had a high degree of faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Like there is no doubt in the deep faith of Fatima Zahra on Allah Almighty. Definitely no one can suspect the unequaled faith that she had. She worshipped days and nights. She spent most of her days and nights worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Like Imam Hassan said, some nights I saw my mother Fatima Zahra offering Maghrib prayers, and she prayed until the morning light appears. So imagine praying till the sun rises. So you started at Maghrib, but you kept on praying and praying and praying and praying and praying until the sun rose. And so and she never prayed for herself, but prayed for the believer man and woman. So she prayed for other people. Just imagine. So you can pray. So she prayed from Maghrib till sunrise, but she wasn't praying for herself. She was praying for other people. So he asked her, why do you not pray to Allah for yourself? That was Imam Hassan asking her mother. Why do you not pray to yourself, mother? She said, oh my son, the neighbor first and then the house. So you can see how caring she is about her neighbors, you know, like the community. She is very caring and thoughtful to others. So when you come back to the point where she literally prayed from Maghrib till sunrise, and she was praying not for herself but for the neighbors. So you can see how caring she is of her neighbors. So she literally put the neighbors first, and then she'll pray for the family later. And so I guess I can end my speech by saying that what I've mentioned were some of the great qualities of Hazrat Fatima alayhi salam, which we can implement in our daily life routine, like being charitable, you know, like having a good connection, praying for others, helping others, and etc.
أحسنت. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد المصطفى نبينا الأعظم الله صلوا على المصطفى نبينا الأعظم الله صلوا على رسولي وأهل بيتي عليهم السلام بوركت يا أم الحسنين يا فاطمة الزهراء بوركت يا أم الحسنين يا فاطمة الزهراء يا بنت محمد وأم الحسنين بوركت يا أم الحسنين وزينب الكبرى يا فاطمة بنت محمد وزينب الكبرى صلوات
اللهم
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
I'm going to speak about Lady Fatima, who, as Murtada mentioned earlier, was the daughter of the Holy Prophet ﷺ and Lady Khadija. So, Lady Fatima Zahra was an icon in the Islamic society, as during that time women were regarded as of low status, as even the stories were, if a family was to have a daughter, they will bury them alive, as it was shameful back then. Hence, when the Prophet got Lady Fatima, it was to teach the society that women are of a higher status, as we know for mothers, paradise lies beneath their feet. And also, so at that time, Lady Fatima brought a kind of revolution towards how people to change the perspective with which the Arab society saw women. So Lady Fatima is described with many qualities and characteristics as mentioned. But let's regard to the fact that the Prophet called Lady Fatima the apple of his eye. What did this mean? This means that even after the death of Lady Khadija, Lady Fatima Zahra will still take care of the Prophet after the battle injuries, after even when he will go and preach the word of Allah. He will come back, people maybe will hit him with stones, or when people used to throw even the feces, Lady Fatima Zahra will clean up the Prophet and take care of the Prophet, to the extent that the Prophet will feel loved and needed even after the death of Lady Khadija. So I want to concentrate mainly after the death of the Prophet. After the death of the Prophet, the Sahabas were filled with greed, as they wanted to take the Caliphate from the Prophet. But still Lady Khadija will support Imam Ali, as most of the people will understand that, like most of the people will were trying to change the
It's okay.
most of the people are trying to change what the Prophet was told by Allah, because they wanted to choose their own leader. They saw the Prophet Imamate as something that could be voted on as a politics. But all Shias know that the leader of the religion, the leader of the Islam, is chosen by Allah only. Hence the Prophet said, Man kuntu mawlaw fahadha aliyu mawlaw, as he was directed by Allah. As Allah told him, if you do not appoint Ali after your death, it will be the same as you haven't done anything in all of the years that you preached Islam. So Lady Fatima played a vital role in helping Imam Ali and protecting Islam, the true Islam, Shia. She played a vital role, as there was a sermon that she gave against a Abu Bakr, Umar, and the Caliphate wanted to be voted upon instead of following what the Prophet said after the Prophet's death. So the sermon she gave is even taught to most of the children, and this sermon was to the extent that the Sahabas who were filled with greed, they were angered by this sermon that she gave, as people were coming back to the true religion because of Lady Fatima Zahra and her support to Imam Ali. This reached to the extent that the Sahabas would go and raid Lady Fatima's house, alayhi salam. They raided her house while she was pregnant, and as though most people, like other sects, believe that she died of miscarriage, but the miscarriage itself was caused by the raid ordered by the Sahabas. So she died fighting for Islam, and she had many virtues that most ladies today are supposed to idolize. Like today, people fight for equality, as they believe men and women are equal. So Lady Fatima showed that being different, like ladies are different from men, as men are responsible for women. As so, I think most ladies should follow the example set by Fatima Zahra, as she showed the importance of women and how they can be as useful to the society in a different way, but still be responsible. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. Salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Naziliza kauli kwa jina lake jalali, na swalawati rasuli pamoja na wakiani. Hiki si kisa cha pili na wala si cha awali, dhuria wake rasuli wakitendwa ukatili. Fatima mke wa Ali, mwana wa wema wawili, mama wa Hasanaini, kauli wake katili, kauli wake katili. Adui alivamia nyumbani akaingia, mlango akabomoa, Fatima kumvamia, na moto alitumia nyumba kuichomelea. Heshima wakamvua, mwana watu mwanabia. Walikuwa wanafiki, kujifanya marafiki, kwa shauku na shiki, rasuli kumsadiki. Tumwa alipofariki, wakadhihiri hakiki, ni maadui wa haki, walomuua Batuli tumwa alipofariki, wakadhihiri hakiki, ni maadui wa haki, walomuua Batuli, walomuua Batuli. Ulidunga msumari
ya Zahra,
kwenye tumbo la Fatima, ukampata vizuri na mwanawe alomwema, bado kitoto swahiri cha tumboni kisosema, kikafangali swahiri, mjukuu wa Hashima, tupo mbele askari, kushitaki alawama kwa wetu Mola Qahari, wale watenda huruma motoni ende wachoma. Muhammad wa ali Muhammad salawat.
الله مالك الملك مجري الفلك مسخر الرياح فالك الإصباح ذي الجلال والإكرام والفضل والإنعام الذي بود فلا جرى وكرب شهد النجوى تبارك وتعالى، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا ونبينا وحبيب قلوبنا أبو القاسم محمد.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
Kwangu, take this time, this opportunity to thank my family members, my sons, for making this day, commemorating the death anniversary of Fatima Zahra bint Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Thank you for your speeches. Ali Murtada, thank you for your speech about Fatima Zahra and Muhammad Jawad, and another son, Isa. This has really made me proud, and I congratulate you and wish you happy life, and to have that abundance of love of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam in your hearts, in your homes, in your every minute and second of your lives. I have just discovered that I have talents in my home and people who love Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. Although I just woke up this morning and said that it's better you come from yesterday Maghrib time, that you make something to talk about Fatima Zahra at our home. It's that as we have begun, may Allah inshallah give us a good start and a beautiful end inshallah, until Allah takes over our lives. This is a legacy. I would like it to be kept in memory, that whether I'm alive or dead, if you live, anytime there is an anniversary, whether it's birth of our Imam or the Holy Prophet or the demise of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, or any Islamic event, make advantage of making a speech. If you are 3 or 4 or you are alone, you have YouTube, you can spread the message as youth group, a message about the event that you have witnessed in your life, and it builds your character, builds your spiritual world, and it brings you closer to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. And once you are near to this holy family, definitely Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will also be very closer to you. Thank you very much for this day, for this opportunity. I'm very grateful. I hope next time Ali Reda inshallah will prepare for us something, whether it's a poem in Kiswahili or maybe in English or a small talk about a different occasion, inshallah. Thank you very much. May Allah bless you and give you long life, inshallah, to be among the servants of Imam Mahdi, Ajallahu Ta'ala Farajah Sharif, and Hamid Salam.
Shukran.